We got a beautiful Saturday morning, headed to jiu-jitsu class. And I just wanted to chime in and tell you guys that I almost didn't go today because when I woke up this morning, I was feeling really unmotivated. I was tired. I had a long day yesterday. And these kind of things happen, right? Sometimes we get up and our brain starts making excuses, of why we shouldn't go. And as I laid there, I kind of thought about the philosophy that I always tell everyone else. I say, just show up, just get there. So I'm gonna go there, and most times when you go, when you don't feel like going, it winds up being a good day. And it may not be a good day. It may be that I'm sluggish or maybe not my best class, but at least I made the effort to show up. That's even good advice, even if you don't understand exactly everything that's going on in the class. The only way to understand is to actually show up, is to actually get there, make yourself seen, take in little pieces of knowledge at a time. It'll build up over time, but just my teacher used to call it putting pennies in the jar. So every time you do one little thing, it's like putting a penny in the jar, right? So you keep putting pennies in the jar over time as days goes by. Well, of course you got a big jar, heavy jar full of pennies, right? This is metaphorically speaking, but you will have at least gained quite a bit of money. I'm not gonna put a price tag on that, but it's actually gonna be priceless. So show up every day that you plan on doing, whatever program you're doing. Doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu or Tai Chi. It could be whether you plan on going to the gym, whether you got a yoga class, you're doing yoga, whatever you're doing for yourself that is for the betterment of yourself. Invest in that. Just make the effort. Show up. All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna see what kind of day we have. All right, we made it in. We're headed inside. Kyle, what's going on?
What's up, Chris?
Not much. I was feeling pretty unmotivated this morning, man. I almost didn't make it.
Glad you made it in.
Yeah, you ever have days like that?
All the time.
Really? What do you
All the
do?
time.
What do you do?
You just gotta show up. I usually think, I know that I'm never upset that I came in. So on days I don't want to be here, I always wish I would have come in.
Yeah.
But days I force myself to come in, I'm always glad I did.
Excellent. Yeah, that's the same thing I was just talking about. So I'm glad you were able to answer the same way that I felt.
Back to the middle. Feet a little bit. Okay, so it's gonna be right hand, left hook. Right? Remember, when we throw our stuff, we're squashing the bug, using our hips for each punch, right? So if it's my right hand, my left hand stays up. I squash the bug on my back foot. I use my hip to hit it. Then I bring it straight back to my face. Now I'm loaded up to throw my left. I squash the bug on my front foot and I throw my left. Remember, our hook should be nice and tight. So if you feel yourself getting like, oh my God, overwhelmed, to where you're just getting lit up by a person, punches, kicks, and you're not sure what to do, always go in. The wrong answer is to run away when you're being overwhelmed. Now, that might seem counterintuitive, right? We don't want to walk into a buzzsaw, but I certainly don't want to stand where I am. And if I start to backpedal and run, then he's just going to be chasing me and hitting me, right? Especially if we're in a confined space, whether that be a ring, a cage, the dojo, a bar, wherever we are, we're not going to be able to just run forever, right? And we don't want to be running and backpedaling because not only are we going to be running away, we're going to be getting chased down and hit in the head while we do it. So it's a super important concept, right? We always talk about, here we are, we're in the fight, he throws his first big haymaker, right? And I check it beautiful, and I get into my perfect T position, and that's great, and that might happen. But if things are really starting to suck for me, and I'm getting hit, and things are crazy, I shouldn't be running, because I'm just gonna get hit even more, right? I don't wanna stand there, but if I'm getting hit, and I don't know what's going on, I wanna go in to this person, not away. Make sense? It's a better strategy to go get him. At that point, the fight is on, right? Again, if I'm standing there and getting bombarded with strikes, there's no more talking to this guy. Now, if he's throwing little stuff, right, it's not a bad answer to circle away. Nice. Yeah.
You're in a better position. I got nothing, so that's why I,
So, wound up having a good day in class today. I'm glad I went. And I just had one question. So as I was leaving, I was thinking about when I mentioned about putting pennies in the jar, right? And I want to know, what type of jar did you picture when I said putting pennies in the jar? Did you picture a little mason jar? Or did you picture like a big 10-gallon container, like a big water jug? What did you picture? And then ask yourself why you pictured that. All right. Take care. Thanks for joining us at Green Dragon Tai Chi.